Okay, we're recording.
Today we are going to design a very useful macro. Sometimes we save our documents and then we can't remember where they are. So we are going to make a macro, place it on the main menu, that will insert the path and the name as a permanent reference to where the document resides. First we're going to make sure that our Visual Basic menu is on the main menu so that we don't have to look for it. It makes it easier. So you can just right click. If you don't have this menu on the main menu, then just right click and slide down and make sure it's checked. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to record a macro step. So we're going to click on the record macro and we're going to name it. And you always start your macros with MCR. And we're going to name this one File Path Name. And we want to always store it in our personal macro workbook. This makes it available to all workbooks that we work in. So we click OK. Now we are in the record mode. First thing is we type an equal sign, then the word cell, and then a left parenthesis, quotation mark, the word file name, quotation, and close the parenthesis. Now hit the return key, the enter key, and we have our path and file name. Now when you use this function, you do need to save the document where you want it first, and then it will indicate this one was test 1 and it was already saved. So it displays the path. Now I don't like...
Stop the recording.
Not done. Okay, now I don't like this large of a font when I put this in my document. I want it just so it's a reference for me, but it doesn't seem part of the document. So we're going to click on that cell, and we're going to change the font size. I like 8. And now I'm going to stop the macro, and I'm going to go to the Visual Basic editor, and it always saves the macro that you just recorded to the last module indicated, which is module 2. So we're going to open that one, double click it, and that opens the macros within that module. Now this one is our file path and name, and we've told it to insert the file name, and we've said the size is 8. And the only thing that we don't want it to do is we don't want it to do the range selection, because we're going to select the range. So we're going to click in front of the range, and we're going to insert an apostrophe. Now that rims out that statement. That statement will no longer execute when we run this macro. And now we want to always save, make sure click anywhere within the personal workbook, and then we're going to do a save. Now this saves our macro, and we're sure that we're in the personal. The personal macros are always available to all worksheets. Now we're going to close the Visual Basic editor, and we can delete that. Now we're going to assign our macro to a toolbar. So we're going to create a new toolbar by right-clicking the main menu, and we're going to go down to Customize. And in the Toolbar tab, we're going to say New. This creates a new toolbar. Now we want to name it. This is going to be File Path Name. click OK. Now here's our toolbar. Now you're going to left click and hold. You get that little star that allows us to move our toolbar to the main menu. Now we're going to click on the Command tab. We're going to slide down to Macro. And then we're going to left click and hold on the Custom button, and we're going to move it to our toolbar. Now we're going to right click, and in the Name section we're going to name it File Path Name. And then we're going to slide down to Text Only, and we're going to click. And we're going to right click again on the button, and we're going to slide down to Assign a Macro. Now this lists our macros in our personal workbook, and we want our file path and name. We're going to say click OK. Now we're going to close the Customize window. Now we get to select where we want the file path name to appear on our document. So we will select this cell, and we will click on our macro, and there we go. Now we have a permanent reference to where we stored this document. You do have to save again. Once you insert this, you save it, and then when you print it, it's at the bottom, and you always have a record of where you placed it in your file system. Now, if you should have any other special requests of something that you would like to see, just leave a comment in the comment box at the end of this video. Thank you.